Should you stick with a stock head on your bass drums resonant side, or should you go with a better established name brand? Let's dig into this a little bit. We're going to look at two different drum heads, the DW Drums Vented black bass drum head and the Remo Ambassador Ebony bass drum head. Let's start off by looking at the Remo Ambassador Ebony. Now, this is a 10 mil single ply head. That's pretty standard amongst the Ambassadors, though you won't find it to have a full open sound because that process of applying the ebony coating to it, it's going to cause the drum head to be a lot warmer, which should help to complement any big bass drum that you've got. Now, I did have a bit of a quality concern on this. When I took it out of the package, there were two spots, one near the top, one near the bottom, where it almost looked like the drum head was rippled a little bit. It wasn't completely smooth there. It looked like it's pushed in a little bit. Now we'll come back to that quality concern in a second, but let's jump over to the DW head. Now, DW, their heads are all actually made by Remo in the US factory. This head is 10 mil single ply. So effectively, it's an Ambassador. So what makes it different from a normal Remo Ambassador, the other head that we're looking at? Well, one is the price point. I think the Remo heads are about $20 less, or at least an unported shipped head is $20 less than the DW one. So why is the DW one more besides having the DW name stamped on it? Well, there is actually something a little unique about it. You'll see that on this drum head, near the sides, there's actually 6 holes, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, 6 holes in total that are punched out. Each hole is about 1 inch in diameter. Now these holes are supposed to allow the air to move out when you hit the bass drum without having to have a fully ported head. DW claims that this is going to help preserve your low end frequencies. Now I did mention I wanted to talk about the quality again. As part of this little experiment, I did have to take off the DW head from my DW bass drum. And remember I said there were 2 parts on the Remo head that were kind of questionable quality? Well, there were 2 spots on the DW head too that didn't seem like that they were fully even. So at the very least, we can say that the quality coming out of the Remo factory is equivalent between the normal Remo heads and the DW heads. Okay, so let's really dig into the sound difference now. We're going to see if DW's claim of a ported head losing low end frequencies, we're going to see if that really holds up. We're going to actually do a 3-way comparison. We're going to look at the DW head itself, the Remo head unported, and also the Remo head ported. I'm going to use 2 microphones in this setup. A Moon mic, that's going to go through an API preamp. The Moon mic is DW's version of a sub-frequency or sub-low mic. And then I'll also have a normal bass drum mic. That normal bass drum mic, that's going to go through a BAE preamp, but the EQ section will be off. That microphone is going to be towards the middle of the head, middle but bottom. That way, after I port the head, the microphone is going to still be away from the port. So for this experiment, we're going to really focus on the sound coming from the head before and after porting. Once in the computer, I'm not going to be doing any additional processing on those 2 tracks. My snare and overheads, that's going to have additional processing. For the sound source, this is a DW PurpleCore Maple 18x22. I've not adjusted the pillows that came in the DW at all. And for sake of consistency, since I'm going to have to take the drum out to be able to swap the heads and port the heads, I'm going to be using a tune bot and some tape markings to try to keep things consistent. I do have more drum head comparisons coming out down the road, along with stick reviews and cymbal comparisons and all sorts of good stuff. So if you don't want to miss out, be sure to hit subscribe right over here or down below. And while you're waiting, be sure to check out this video.